fellow dads, I'm Gerald, the voice behind the Good Dad blog, Medium, and the Dad First course. And today we're diving into the world of household finances. So grab a seat, maybe a little beverage, and let's talk about how to secure our family's future. Now, we all know that the best time to start saving money was when you started earning money. But the second best time to start saving money is right now. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the particulars of our financial journey, I do want to say if you aren't currently earning enough money to take care of your living expenses, that's shelter, food, water, clothing, and the things that you actually have to take care of, then this video may not be the best for you. You should start with improving your skills, your knowledge base, your education, all of those things that will help you obtain more opportunities to earn more money. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, if you don't earn enough of money, then there is no budget that's going to counter that. Now, assuming that you do have all of your bills taken care of and you have at least enough money with a little bit extra to put towards other things, then there's one step you have to do first, and that is you have to learn what enough is. What is your enough? If you don't have a clear understanding of what you're working for, then you can get lost in the sauce. That lost in the sauce, they call in books, the rat race. It's how you get caught with making hundreds of thousands of dollars with $1 more being spent every month. That makes you in debt. This is why you have to learn what enough is. You need to learn how much enough is. You need to learn what enough looks like when you get it. What is it? What's the end goal of enough? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? You have to know what enough is, or you'll get sucked down this journey to nowhere with no end in sight. Once you've found what enough looks like, don't move the goalposts. Right now, you have an understanding of what it takes to make you happy. It isn't much more than that. So don't trick yourself into believing that material possessions will somehow get you closer to this idea of success. Once enough is established, then you have to set your minimum threshold for sustainability of the current lifestyle you live, as well as the future lifestyle that you're working towards. When you do this, you have to factor in your protections like insurances and retirement plans and college funds. This is the minimum amount that you would have to factor in order to sustain your current lifestyle moving forward. This is not the place to plan for the mansions and Ferraris of your dreams, but what you currently have and what you can reasonably attain in the next 12 to 24 months. Now let's talk strategy, the actual household budget. The budget is your roadmap for how you pay your bills, when you pay your bills, how you secure your family's future, when and how you pursue the dreams, when do you save for future expenses or expenditures or fun and activities. All of that is encompassed in the budget. The budget answers questions like, how am I spending each dollar? The manner in which you go about spending is called budgeting strategies. And here are 5 popular ones that I found for you. 1, the 50-30-20 budget. It's basically taking your income after taxes and splitting them into chunks to be spent towards things. 50% of that money goes towards living expenses like housing, food, clothes, gas, water, electric, car, all those things. 20% of it goes towards investments like savings, insurance premiums, college funds, and things like that, while leaving you 30% to spend on whatever you want to with no guilt. Now, this particular plan is really good for dads who, A, already have a discretionary income, if you're balling on a budget, this probably is not the best strategy for you. But for those who have maybe a tendency to spend a little bit above the 30% allotted, cutting into, your living expenses or your retirement expenses, then this strategy will work very, very well for you. The second budgeting strategy is called the cash system. It's very simple. It's probably the simplest strategy that we're going to talk about in this video. It's basically taking all of your bill money, pulling it out of your bank account in cash, and then organizing it into some sort of system, like a vessel of some sort, whether that's jars, and one of the most popular ones is an envelope. You basically take your envelopes, write what those are for, and then put the actual cash budget into those folders to be used when it's time for that bill to be paid. This is a great system for all dads who don't really enjoy the online tools or the technology that we currently have around banking. This gives you a Loctite strategy where you don't have to fiddle with any sort of technology. So that's good for you. It's also good for dads who want a very, very simplistic way of managing their money. The third one is called the zero-sum budget system. It's been made popular by people like Dave Ramsey. It's basically spending all of your money prior to receiving it. You get the money in and it's already allocated and every dollar is accounted for. I think Dave Ramsey's app is called Every Dollar. This is actually the budget system that my household actually uses. We factor in how much money comes into our house on a monthly basis, and then we spend all of those out, making adjustments for our savings and our debt and everything else that we're trying to pay off. Also, this is ideal for dads whose income is based on fixed numbers like salary, retirement, or disability compensation. The fourth one is called reverse budgeting. It's just pay yourself first budget. It prioritizes savings and investments like fixed expenses. So just like your rent and mortgage and car and power and insurances and all, those have fixed numbers. You have a fixed number of what you're saving every single month, and that is just as important as your monthly expenses. So you're paying yourself first before you get into any daily frivolous spending activities. This particular budget is really, really good for dads who are living paycheck to paycheck or a little strapped financially. This allows you to factor in a very small nominal amount of savings without digging into your budget. The last one is called the Categorize method. It's Japanese for the mindful budget. It brings together your finances along with how we think about our finances, how we think about our expenditures, how we think about our income, and marrying those two things together so that we can be more present with our money, because it's not as passive as we would like to believe. So the Categorize method, it essentially forces you to answer questions like, can I afford this? Will I actually use this? Before you ever go out and try it. I'll put a link in the description for a sample Categorize method spreadsheet. Now, there are tons of financial budgeting strategies, and I hope these 5 at least get you pointed in the right direction. But before you rush off and implement these strategies, remember there are 3 principles to make it stick. 1, it's a household strategy. If your spouse isn't on board, then it's just a one-sided idea, albeit a great one, but a one-sided idea. Tension over money isn't worth it. Number 2, reassess as often as necessary. Your needs for your family are going to change. So regularly assess your financial situation. My wife and I talk daily, and finances come up when they need to. We schedule monthly financial meetings, and we also try to put on the calendar a yearly coming to Jesus meeting, so to speak, where we discuss our long-term financial goals. Do we still want to pursue some of the financial goals that we had from last year? Which ones are we moving forward with, and which ones do we want to pivot? Those are all crucial for ensuring that you don't have to make huge swings of your financial system because you are actively involved in it as often as possible. And lastly, dads, money doesn't define you. I don't know who in the church needs to hear this, but money doesn't define you. It is just a tool. Align your beliefs about money with your true desires for your life. This isn't about some one off healthy spending day like we do with our diets, our Monday restarts, and our nutrition and fitness. It's about building financial foundation for a prosperous future for our families. It isn't about showing someone what we can do or holding a brief moment of financial superiority. It's about utilizing our resources for the things that we're actually trying to accomplish. And as I end all videos and blogs, let me grab my cup. Cheers to financial success, good dads.